Chapter 5. My love is love that demands. My love is love with conditions. God's love must flow in the family, but humans in the family love with love that has conditions. Love that has conditions is not the love of God. God's love has no conditions. If one places conditions onto love, it is not love. Love must meet with love. If love meets with something else, it is water and oil. It is made such that conditional love breaks at some point if one quibbles about conditions. To demand conditions is my love. With my love, it is difficult to adapt to the other person, and since I experience difficulty when using my love, I get exhausted. If I love in God's love, there are no conditions. Thankfulness, joy, and peace come. Because the human lived with conditional love until now, love has dried up. That is why this era is drying up. My love is love with conditions. Now we must change to God's love. Human love is love that demands. It might seem like human love is love that gives, but it is love that tries to receive. If I can't receive, love breaks apart. Such love is love that demands and kills the spirit. If things don't work out in the way that the human asks, it is made such that anger comes out of him or her. Parent and child become enemies at times, and they won't even live with each other or see each other until they die. There are many people who live while having cut off their relationship with their siblings. They don't fit to my liking. However, love of this earth will come out when something or someone fits to my liking. When I abandon love that's of this earth, God's love enters inside me. To abandon love that's of this earth means that my wants disappear. Love of this earth is love that only demands. God's love is love that serves. God is not demands. He laid out all of his things. Now, we must throw away human love and change to God's love, and his love must come out of me. If my love remains, his love can't come inside. God's love makes us open our eyes. Our spiritual eyes open if we receive this love. When we open our eyes, we see God and the life inside man's spirit, and God's world becomes established. We must distinguish between my love and God's love. When my love is strong, God's love gets buried. So we must throw away my love, which demands. To enjoy peace, we must change into God's love that laid everything out. Human love sets up conditions. In the era of love, perfect love must become fulfilled, starting with the family. If perfect love should become fulfilled, the other person must receive my love. And for the other person to receive my love, I must throw away my conditions. If I approach them with conditions, they do not receive my love. It's not easy to throw away those conditions. Human love puts up conditions. The human has terms that he or she desires inside, and the other person knows whether I love him or her conditionally. There's difficulty also because the parent has conditions toward the child. The wife has terms toward her husband, and the husband toward his wife. If there are conditions between spouses, they don't become one in love. To combine the family into one, I must remove my conditions. If there are quibbles about conditions in the male-female relationship, it is not genuine love. If they look at the terms, they become blind to love. So love that sees conditions is not perfect. I just try to fill up on terms that I desire. Conditions are my belongings. Conditions means that my righteousness is alive. conditions disappear when my righteousness departs. Since it isn't easy for my righteousness to depart, God comes. Human love sets up conditions, but God's love is unconditional. If I take the conditions out from inside myself, it is made such that God's love comes out. The family becomes one only by God's love. Do not put conditions before God. If we put up conditions while living our life of faith, we can't feel God's rest and stir, and no change comes to such person. They might love God when their desired conditions are met, but the relationship with God becomes distant when the terms aren't met. This is not genuine faith. To go until the end with God's love, we must go by faith. At such time, His love rests inside me as the stir. If we have love towards God, we can receive His leadership. To go His path until the end, I must have the determination of faith that wants to love God with all my life. If I place conditions, it is difficult to go until the end. We cannot say it is faith when we put conditions on God. Now, in the era of love, we must not put conditions before God.